This woman does things that give her pleasure alone in her room because her boyfriend ran away and got a new girlfriend. Laura is a luxury hotel sales director, and Passion, her boyfriend, is too busy with his career to care about Laura's feeling. At that time, Laura was on vacation in Sicily, and that night in a luxury hotel, the hotel staff sang a birthday song. This made Laura shudder with embarrassment. Unbeknownst to her, someone was watching from the shadows. A man, hiding in the garden, was just watching her. At the hotel, Laura, frustrated, she pushed her boyfriend into the pool. But the splash was nothing compared to the tears that flowed from her eyes. Moments later, things turned dark. She realized someone was following her. She tried to run, but it was too late. Laura was kidnapped. When she opened her eyes, she was in a strange, luxurious room. And there stood the man she had seen at the hotel. His name was Massimo. And he wasn't just any man, he was the most powerful mafia boss in Sicily, controlling nearly every underground industry on the island. Years ago, Massimo's mafia boss father paid the price with his life. Massimo was there, and in a coma after the attack. While unconscious, he was haunted by the image of a woman he had never met, Laura. Massimo made her an offer. "I'll give you 365 days, he said. "Learn to love me, and if you don't, you're free to go." Laura tries to escape, but it's impossible. The police can't help her. And the world Massimo lives in is not one she can just escape from. Laura had no choice but to stay close. Massimo organized everything for her. They had breakfast and dinner together, and Massimo would fulfill her every wish. Massimo was sincere. Slowly, Laura began to accept him. One day, Massimo cuffed her to the bed, not to harm her, but to show his desire, his obsession. Laura then accompanied Massimo on a business trip. Massimo's business partner tried to take advantage of her. Massimo arrived just in time. He pulled a gun, and the peaceful moment shattered, One day they were on the yacht and Laura argued with him. However, when Laura fell into the sea, Massimo jumped in and saved her. When she woke up, she apologized. She realized Massimo valued her more than his own life. They wrestled playfully, a mix of tension, attraction, and something deeper. Laura's feelings continue to grow. So does her confusion. Massimo takes her to a big ball where they meet his ex-wife, Anna. Anna had heard of Laura. Her family was strong, and once Massimo and Anna were meant to be together. But it was over. After Anna left, Massimo focused on Laura. But family conflict forced him to leave Laura for a few days. While he was gone, he arranged a new house for her, a luxurious one. But to Laura it felt unreachable. Something didn't feel right. Confused and unsure, Laura turns to her best friend Olga. They talk about Massimo and his life as a mobster, and how Laura feels invisible in his world. Olga, bold as ever, gave her advice. Then, bored and restless, the two went out for a spontaneous night. They were finally having a good time together. Relaxed, happy. That's when Laura got a phone call. It was a surprise. Massimo had secretly bought her the company she loved. Laura was touched. Then, fate stepped in. They ran into Martin, Laura's ex. He was cold and uninterested. Laura had long since grown tired of her boring, safe life. It turned out it was all Massimo's plan. Laura confronted Massimo. She blamed him for being selfish, for hiding something. She cried, she screamed, she loved Massimo. Finally, she didn't need 365 days and she was willing to marry Massimo. Back in Sicily, Laura takes a walk with Olga. She confesses she might be pregnant, but she doesn't know if she should tell Massimo. Laura noticed something strange too. Massimo's phone was always busy. Should she tell him? She hesitated. Then tragedy struck. Laura's car entered a tunnel, and she never came out the other side. It turns out that Laura had an accident, but Laura survived and kept it a secret. Laura will still remember her happiness with Massimo. Laura feels that her accident was deliberately caused by someone. At the news of Laura's death, Anna, the former Massimo, took her heart back. The news of Laura's life reached Massimo, and when they met, Laura did not want to be ordered around again as long as she received everything she needed, but she did not feel comfortable living her life under Massimo's. When Massimo asked her back, Laura was angry. Laura was walking in the park, then met Nacho. Then they were attracted to each other, attracting Laura's attention. Nacho started a conversation with her. He claimed that Laura was a good wife. They separated temporarily because everything was because of a good job elsewhere. Anna wants to take this opportunity to get back at Massimo. But Massimo's heart still loves Laura, and he will get her back. Laura was watching a conspiracy-themed movie when Nacho, her best friend, was already by her side. In the midst of her confusion, Laura still harbored the wound of Massimo's betrayal, her husband, who had cheated on her. In the midst of the emotional chaos, Laura and Nacho spent time together. They had fun, laughed, and enjoyed the moments together. Without realizing it, Laura fell asleep on Nacho's shoulder. Their relationship slowly changed, no longer just friends. All this time, Nacho claimed to be a florist. Gradually, Laura began to suspect. How could an ordinary florist have a luxury car, a house with a beautiful view, and live in luxury? When asked, Nacho explained that his father was indeed rich, but he himself was trying to build a life from scratch. Laura stared back at him, defiance flickering in her eyes, even as her body trembled with fear. She refused to let him see the full extent of her terror, clinging to the last shreds of her courage. As an apology and surprise, Nacho takes Laura to a special place. He promises that Laura will be happy there. Meanwhile, Anna's cunning plan has great ambitions. She wants Adriano to take over Massimo's position and power. The situation heats up when Nacho comes with bad news. Laura has been kidnapped by Adriano. Meanwhile, Anna, who still loves Massimo, tries to get rid of Laura. Adriano brings Laura and pressures Massimo to hand over everything. With all her might, Laura tried to escape, but an unwanted disaster occurred. But in the chaos, a tragic incident occurred. Laura fell. Nacho takes the opportunity to shoot. Massimo sees Laura's mistake in an instant. The three are lying on the ground. Nacho points his gun at Massimo. Nacho leaves sad and lonely.